Hello everyone. This session we will be taking two very important strategies of self-management, that is goal setting and SWOT analysis. All of us have some dreams. We dream and we chase our dream, and we want to achieve them. But some of us really achieve those dreams, some fails. What is the reason? The reason is between dreaming and achieving that dream, we have some process. Some people has a very clear vision of how they are going to achieve the dreams, but some lack that process. So this session will help you to understand that process of dreaming and achieving. In between this dream and achievement of the dream, you have to set your goals. You have to design an action plan. So in this session, and at the end of the session, I am sure you will be able to understand that process of how setting your goal, how to take an action, and how to achieve your goals. But before I begin, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Sara Jibin. I'm a faculty in the Department of Physiology in Al Rayyan College of Medicine in Saudi Arabia. Now let us begin our session. So, what are the outcomes of this session? Let us focus on the outcomes of this session. So at the end of this session, what you are going to achieve? The first thing is you will be able to define what is goal setting. Second, you will be able to outline the component of SMART goals. Third, you will be able to differentiate between long-term and short-term goals. Fourth, you will be able to identify the components of SWOT analysis. Fifth, you'll be able to construct your own SWOT analysis. So these are your session outcomes. Let us talk about self-management. Self-management is a key skill that will help you throughout your life. What is the definition of self-management? According to L.H. Breach, self-management is a process which involves planning and controlling of not only your work but also your life. This is the definition given by L.H. Breach. According to S.P. Rane, self-management is a process in which a person will be able to identify its strengths, its weaknesses, competencies, capabilities. Then they will take the right decisions to implement and achieve the goal. So basically, self-management involves goal setting and time management. So what are the two very important components of the self-management? It is the goal setting and time management. And we said without goal setting, there is no self-management. That is why we are focusing more on this area of goal setting in this session. Self-management has the important steps, and we know the self-management skills are very important for successfully planning and implementing your activities to achieve your big dreams. So let us see what are the steps in the self-management. The first step in the self-management is setting goals. Once you set the goal, you will calculate what resources you have and what are the problems you're going to face. Then, based on the resources and the problems, you are going to plan your work process. This is what we call action plan. Then we implement that action plan step by step. So these are the steps in the self-management. And what is a very important step? How the self-management begins? It begins with the setting of the goals. That is why we are focusing totally on setting goals in the session. So let us see in detail what goal setting is. What is the definition of goal setting and how it is important? Definition of goal. Goal is defined as the purpose towards which an endeavor or an activity is directed. Or you can say it is the end of an activity or the objective of something. Let me give you an example. You are taking computer classes. At the end of this computer classes, what is the objective? What is the end of this computer sessions? It is you want to become a software engineer. So the goal is nothing but it is the end of some activity. At the end, what you're going to achieve is called your goal. Let me give you another example. Okay. Now, you have taken in grade 11 and 12, you have taken science as a subject. Why you have taken science as a subject? Why all this activity you're doing of science? Because you want to become a doctor. So the goal here is to become a doctor. So at the end of some activity, what is the objective of that activity? We define it as goal. Now next is goal setting. How do you define goal setting? It is the process. So it involves some process which helps you to decide what to accomplish and decide an action to achieve the result you desire. Let me give you an example which is easy for me also and probably easy for you to understand. Now, my goal is to become a doctor, right? Now, to become a doctor, what are the steps I have to take? What are the problems I am going to face? What are the resources I need? That is all the process which helps me to decide to achieve my desire of becoming a doctor. Let us say what I have to do to become a doctor. I have to take, first thing, I have to take science as a subject in grade 11 and 12. Then, if I am in India, I have to write NEET exam. So I have to register myself for the NEET exam. Then I have to write the NEET exam. Then I have to get a rank in the NEET exam. Then I may get in a government college or I may get in a private college. So then I know what I have to do. Then what are the problems I'm going to face? For example, I need fees for NEET coaching. I need money for writing the NEET exam. Right? So these are the process. So how I'm going to arrange the money? How I'm going to decide which tutorial or maybe which coaching center I'm going to join for the NEET. So I will have all these tasks and factors in front of me. Then I will make a action plan. So this process, the entire process which you design to get your desired results of becoming a doctor is called goal setting. I hope it's clear. Now, why goal setting is important? What happens if you don't set a goal? You will be very randomly moving here and there. You don't know what you have to do, right? You just want to become a doctor is not enough. You need to know what are the tasks you have to do to become a doctor. So this goal setting is a planning process, and without planning, you cannot be successful. You cannot achieve your goal. So it is important because it involves planning. It is very important because it is a very important aspect of self-management. Without goal setting, there is no self-management. You will be wasting a lot of time. You'll have no direction to move. So it is very important aspect of self-management. Then it gives you a positive expectations. It sets positive expectations, like becoming a doctor, becoming a scientist. So it gives you a positive direction. Then it gives meaning into your life. Now, once you have decided to become a doctor, then what happens? It gives some meaning to your life. You become very active in studies. You will decrease your entertainment activities. You'll spend more time in studies. So it gives meaning into your life. Then this goal setting will help people to achieve their ambitions and dreams. So this is the importance. Let us see what are the positive aspects of goal setting. Now, when you set a goal, these goals will motivate you. It serves as a basis of motivation. Once you achieve one step, you will be motivated to do next, or you will have a clear direction in your life. So it helps in motivation and learning. And the goals will make you focused. You know you have to become a doctor. That means you have to be focused. You'll be spending more time on your studies, spending more time on your library. So it becomes a basis of motivation. Also, it makes you focus to your task. Next, you'll be persistent at a task. You have a clear direction step by step. You know what is next, what you have to do next, what you have to do next. So you'll be persistent in task. Once you have a very clear direction, step by step, you will be conserving your energy, you'll be saving your energy, and your work will be in a right direction. So it will give you direction, it will give you persistence in task, it will make you focus, it will motivate you. So these are the positive effects of the goal setting. Key benefits of goal planning. As we discussed earlier in the earlier slide, goals influence motivation. It motivates you in life. It helps in your learning process. Second, once you set a goal and start attaining them, then it will motivate you to attain your long range goals. For example, what is your long-term goal? Let me take an example. The long-term goal is to become a doctor. What are the short-term goals? The first, you have to pass your grade 12 with good marks. Second, you have to take coaching in a very good coaching center. And third, you have to pass the NEET with very good marks so that you get a government seat. Now, so let's say you have achieved your first goal, that is you have passed your grade 11 with very good marks. So what happens? It increases your interest. It makes you more focused. It increases your efforts. Now, once you have cleared your grade 12, you want to pass your NEET examination even with more marks, with more percentage. So that will help you attain the long-term goal. So now you are achieving the goal step by step and you are moving towards your long-term goal. But you have to remember, when you are setting a goal you set should be smart. Always the goals should be smart. What do we mean by smart goals? Smart goals are specific, measurable, attainable, or you can say action oriented. You can design an action plan for this. Then they are realistic, then they are time bound. So these are the characteristics of the SMART goals. They are specific, measurable, action oriented, realistic, and timely. So let us see what a SMART goals means and what each letter in this SMART goal stands for and what is the importance of each of it. So we said the goals should be smart, or you can make them smarter. Let us see what are SMART goals first. S here means specific. The goal should be specific. And this specific goals, when we say the goal should be specific, it should be able to answer 5 W questions. And what are the 5 W questions? What, where, who, why, and which. We will see in the next slide. So a specific goal means it should answer your 5 W questions. Then M stands for measurable. It's how much. You should be at the end of the task, you should be able to measure your goal. How much you achieved, how many you achieved, how will you know you will achieve. For example, let us say I have a goal that I will write 2 essays in English at the end of 3 days. The third day I will complete 2 essays in English. So is it measurable? Yes, it is, because after 3 days I will see how many essays I have written, 1 or 2. If I have written 1, that means I did not accomplish the task. If I have written both the essays, that means I accomplished the task. So that means this should be measurable. Next letter is A. That is, it should be attainable. How you can attain it means what you are going to do to achieve this goal. That is called attainable or action oriented. This means action. You should have an action for this. Let us say the same example which we have taken. I will write 2 essays at the end of the 3rd day. By the end of the 3rd day. How I am going to write? I am going to write the first essay on day 1. Then second day I will take a rest. Then I will write the second essay on the 3rd day. So this is attainable. How you are going to design, or you are going to plan, how you are going to do it. So that is called attainable or action oriented. Then R stands for relevant. And when we say relevant, what question you should ask yourself? Is it worth? Is it the right time? Or this match your needs? Are you the right person? Let us say, for example, let me take this example. Does this match your other efforts or needs? I want to become a doctor, right? This is my goal. Then I am taking my grade 11 in science subject. Is it relevant? Yes, it is relevant. Now, at the same time, I want to take a course in agriculture. Is it relevant to your needs? Is it the right time? Maybe you can take it some other time, but this is not the right time, because you have to focus more on your your task which is related to your need coaching or something. But that agriculture course it's not relevant at this particular time, right? So that is called relevant. When it comes to timely, each goal should be time bound. It should not be without a specific time. Like after the end of 5 years, I will be a doctor. So that is time bound. It is time bound. You are going to be a doctor at the end of 5 years. So it should be a time bound. So when we say SMART goals, it should be specific, it should be measurable, it should be attainable, it should be relevant, and it should be timely. Now, when can you make this goal smarter? Now, once you finish the task, evaluate it. Evaluate means assess that. Did you achieve it? How much you achieve it? Was it the correct time? Did you achieve in the time? So this is called evaluation. Right? Once you evaluate it, again replan it. For example, I said I will write 2 essays in 3 days. So now what was my action? Day 1, I will write 1 essay. Day 2, I will prepare for the second essay, and day 3, I will write the second essay, right? So this was my action plan. Did I achieve it? Day 1, I wrote 1 essay. Day 2, I have to plan for the second essay. Day 3, I have to write. So I did not accomplish it. Say at the end of the 3 days, I did not complete my 2 essays, right? So I will ask myself why I did not achieve it. Because day 2, I got fever. I did not complete my day 2. I could not prepare for the second essay. That's why I did not write. So you will evaluate and you will re-evaluate. So once you evaluate, then you will plan again, and then again you will re-evaluate. So this is what we can make the goal smarter. When you evaluate and re-evaluate, the goals become smarter. So this is how you have to prepare a SMART goal. So let us see what is a specific goal. The first criteria of a SMART goal, it should be a specific. And when we said specific, and we said it has to answer the 5 W questions. And what are that? Is what you want to accomplish. Then why you want to accomplish, why you want to achieve that goal. Who are involved in these goals? Where is the location? Then what are the requirements of these goals? What all you need? What are the barriers you can face? So if you answer all these questions, then your goal becomes specific. When writing a goal, when you are able to answer all these questions, that goal is specific. Let us take some example of not specific and specific goals, and long-term and short-term goals. Let us see this. Losing some weight. Do you think this is specific? No, it is not specific, because it has not mentioned the what you want to do, how much you want to do, how much you want to lose weight. Here you can see you will lose 10 lbs in the next 2 months. So this is a specific goal, and this is a short-term goal. It is time specific. Here it is not time specific, right? So this is next 2 months, means you are time bound. So you have fulfill the last criteria, that is time bound. You are specific. How much weight you want to lose? You want to lose 10 lbs weight. So it becomes a specific and short term. Learn about computers. It is non-specific and it is too long term. There are many computers. There are many things about the computers, about the software, about the hardware, about the networking. So it is not specific, first of all, and it is very long term. Now let us say how you can write a specific. I will complete a night course on computer operation. Now you have become very specific. You want to know about the computer operations during the next 8 months. So it has time bound. So it is a specific as well as a short-term goal. I will control anger. Now, here you are unable to answer the questions how you are going to control your anger. Why you have to control the anger is not. That means it is not action oriented. Now, let us see this example. How you want to control an anger. This is not specific. How can you write it specific? This has no action here. Let us incorporate actions in this goal. What is an action? you will keep a diary of your feelings and you will reward yourself for not getting angry. So this is an action oriented. That means you are going to control your anger by recording your feelings, and every time you are successful you are going to reward yourself. So this is an action oriented. So these are the examples of some goals, how you can prepare a SMART goals. I hope it's clear. What are the different types of goals? You have two categories, major two categories of goals: short-term goals and the long-term goals. The short term, the name itself explains you what are short-term goals. They can be accomplished in near future. That will not take much time. It can be in few weeks or few months. So that goals which can be accomplished in a short duration of time, they are called short-term goals. Coming to the long-term goals, they need a long time. Name is self-explanatory, long-term goals, right? So here you have, it may take a year or it may take more. So these are long-term goals. Now here one thing I would like to mention here, that to achieve the long-term goals, you should divide it into many short-term goals, So this is how you plan. You have a long-term goal and you will plan many short-term goals to achieve it. We will see it in the next slide. Goal setting has some steps. Now let us see in detail what are these steps. The first step of goal setting is identifying the goals. Now by identifying the goals here, we mean this goal is the long-term goal, the big dream you have. For example, let us say you want to become a doctor. So this is your long-term goal. Now, once you identify your long-term goal, you have to set objectives. This is your second step. Now, when we say set objectives, means this long-term goal you have to split into short-term goals. Let's say short-term goal 1, short-term goal 2, short-term goal 3. So here with our example, to become a doctor, you have certain short-term goals which are also called as objectives. First, you have to pass your grade 12 exam with 75% of marks minimum. Second, taking an admission into a coaching center. Third, passing the NEET exam. So these 3 or 4 are your short-term goals. So this is your second stage. Then once you set your short-term goals, for each short-term goal you have to list the obstacles or the problems you are going to face. Short-term goal, what are the problems? Short-term goal 2, what are the problems? Once you identify the problems for these short-term goals, identify the people or resources which can help you to solve this problem. For example, you want to take admission in the best coaching center of the city. Then you have to identify the people who can give you a correct guidance, some of your friends, some of your teachers. So this is the problem. What is your problem? What is your short-term goal? To take admission into the best coaching center of the city. What problems you will have? Maybe you will not be able to, there are many coaching centers and you cannot find out which is the best one. So this is your problem. So what is the solution for this? Identify the people who can help you to choose the best coaching center. So you can choose some of your friends, choose some of your teachers to help you choose the coaching center. So this is the identification of resources or people to solve these problems. Then you have to list all the skills which is needed to attain this goal, to attain this long-term goal. Once you have the short-term objectives, problems, and the people or the resources which can help you to solve and the skills which are required, you prepare an action plan, a good action plan. Then step-by-step action plan for what problem you have to do what. Then you list the benefits. So this is the stages or the steps to set goals. Then we have something called a planning rocket, which makes it easy for you to make your goals, to set your goals. So in your next slide, you will be seeing what is a planning rocket. This is a planning rocket which we use to set the goals. So what is the first step here? Here in this box you have to write a specific goal. So, and it should be in a positive statement. Once you identify your specific goal, second stage will be, why do you want to reach this goal? You have to answer this question. You have to write in this box, in the second box. Why do you want to reach this goal? Why this is important for you? You have to answer this question here. Then the third stage, then you have to identify the resources. What will help you reach these goals? Which of your personal strengths? What are your strengths? What are your educational qualifications? What are your certifications? And what are the people? Means here we are talking about all the resources. So identify your goal, write it in a positive statement, and it should be specific. It should be a measurable, a SMART goal. Then answer the questions. Why? What? Then identify the resources. Identify your strengths, your weaknesses, and the resources which can help. Then the fourth, you have to write an action plan. What steps should you take? So for writing an action plan, you have to first identify the problems you might face. Next, write a solution for these problems. Write a solution for this plan. So this, if you follow these steps, this we call it as a planning rocket. So what is the first thing? Write a specific goal. It should be SMART with a positive statement. Then write in this box, in the second box, why do you want? What do you want? Okay. Then what are the resources you need? Then action plan. What are the problems you might face? How to solve this problem? So this is your planning rocket. Now let me give you one example here of a planning rocket. Now here there is a person who want to take 3 weeks computer course in networking, right? So this is a specific goal. It is SMART because it is a computer course in networking. So it is specific, it is time bound, right? This 3, it is relevant for him. Okay. Then what is the next step? You have to write what and why. Why he needs to take this course? To get promotion in the office, and why? To increase his salary. So this is your answers to your questions. Then what are the resources he needs? What are his strengths? He has already an existing certification in the technology, IT, information technology. Then another good point he has, resource he has, is his own friend has a computer center. Now he has to design an action plan. What is the action plan here? He has to join the computer classes for 3 weeks, right? Because it's a 3-week course. Then he has to write a certification exam, and it should be online. So let us see what are the problems he has. The first problem he has is the timings of the office and class might overlap. This is the first problem. Okay. Then what is the exam? Online, the online exam center is not available in his city. So that means he has to go to his another city to write the exam. So what actions he have to take? How can he solve this problem? He can request his friend, because his friend has his own computer training center. So he can request his friend to arrange the class in the evening so that the timings of the class and office does not overlap. So you have found a solution for the first problem. So this is an action oriented. Second, he has to go to another city to write this online exam. So what he has to do? He has to apply for the 3 days leave. So these are his actions. These are his actions. So if you remember the previous slide, we have to identify your goal, specific goal, long-term goals. He want to become a computer. He want a promotion in his office. So he has to take a 3 years computer course, 3 weeks computer course. Then what are the actions he has to take? Join the computer class and write a certification exams. So he has to divide it into smaller goals, find see what are the problems he can face and what are the solutions. So this is what we call a planning rocket. Now your task is, you identify one goal for yourself, a short-term goal. This is a short-term goal. The planning rocket is used for a short-term goals. Identify a short-term goals and use a planning rocket to write this. Now let us see this picture you are seeing. Let's say you are here, right? You're here and your target is, your big goal is to reach this peak. Okay, so here is your long-term goal. How do you reach this? Can you just straight away jump from here to here? No, you have to walk to this point, to this point, to this point, this point, this point, and this point. So these points are your short-term goals, right? So here, once you want to reach here, you have to have short-term goals 1, 2, 3, then you can reach. Okay, that means these short-term goals are nothing but they are stepping stones to reach your long-term goals. So these short-term goals are the stepping stones to reach your long-term goal. You cannot reach your long-term goal without having short-term goals. Am I clear? Right. So these short-term goals form the stepping stones to your long-term goals. Now let's take an example again. Right? You're here and you don't have a job. Now you want a job which is $35,000 per year as a graphic designer. Right? So this is a very big goal, right? You cannot, without a job, you cannot see yourself here. So that means you have to have some short-term goals. So what is the first goal, short-term goal? You have to take a course in the graphic design, then work as a clerk or in a design shop, or you have to volunteer your design. This is your short-term goal 1, short-term goal 2. Then you have to send your resumes and do well in the job interviews. Then you will land up with this great job. So this short-term goals, as we said, these are the stepping stones to your long-term goals. And how do you design the short-term goals? For designing the short-term goals, you will use the planning rocket. Now this is another picture which you can use. You have to write your long-term goal. You want a job as a graphic designer with $35,000 per annum salary. Right, this is a big goal. Now divide them into several short-term goals. Then for each short-term goal, you have to write a problem. What are the problems you are going to face? Then you are going to write the solutions. So this becomes your action plan. Write your big goal, divide them into short-term goals. For each short-term goal, write the problems you're going to face, then write the solutions. So work on the solutions. So this becomes your action plan. So you will achieve this goal, this goal, this goal, and ultimately you will achieve the big goal. Right? Now your task is you establish and write a SMART goal and an action plan using the planning rocket and the slide before we used. Identify a short-term goal that you would like to accomplish in 3 weeks. Right, for yourself. Then development plan for how you will obtain your goal in this 3 weeks time frame. So you can use the previous slides for doing this. For writing a short-term goal, you can use a planning rocket, right? So try this activity. This is your task. If you are so much interested and you want to do well in this session, please do this. Next is SWOT analysis. The next part is the SWOT analysis. Now what do we mean by SWOT? Let us see. There might be some task you can't do it. You can't do it. Now this SWOT analysis will help you to remove this can't and make it a can for you. Means there is something you can't do, but if you do your SWOT analysis, that can't will change to can. I can do it. I can't do it will change to I can. To change that, you need to do your SWOT analysis. What do you mean by the SWOT analysis? It is the analysis of your strengths, your weaknesses, the opportunities you have, the threats which you are going to face. So SWOT analysis is a strategic planning. It is a strategic planning which you use to evaluate. You are going to evaluate your internal strengths, your own strengths and weaknesses. And these are internal factors. Strengths and weaknesses are internal parameters of the SWOT analysis. And then you are going to see the external factors. And what are the external factors which will help you? That is opportunities and the threats involved either in the business or a person or others. So SWOT analysis is basically the analysis of your internal strengths and weaknesses and the external opportunities and threats. So once you know this SWOT, then you will be able to plan your you plan your future, or you can have an action plan for your achievement or a goal. Okay. Why do you need the personal SWOT analysis? Again, which already we have done. This helps you to identify your inner strengths and weaknesses. It helps you to identify the external opportunities and threats. It helps you to formulate the success strategy. It will help you to brand image, and it will help you to design success which is unique to yourself. So these are the reasons why you have to do your personal SWOT analysis. Now let us go one by one. What is strength? Strength is an internal resource or capability which will help you. It is a positive factor which will help you to achieve goals. So it is an internal positive factor that is under your control. So you can use this strengths. These are the things which you are really good at. Let's say you have a degree in computers. This is your strength. That you have an experience as a computer programmer. So this is your strengths. So these are your strengths. The inner positive aspects which are under your controls are strengths. The weaknesses are again it is an internal barrier, which is a negative aspect which are not under your control, and that you can improve, but still it is not under your control, but you can still improve them. Okay, it is the lack of knowledge and experience, right? This is your weakness, but you can either overcome your weaknesses, and once you do your SWOT analysis, you will identify, okay, I don't have experience as a software programmer, so you can work somewhere as a software programmer, and this is under your control to overcome your weakness. Then opportunity. What is an opportunity? It is an external condition. An external condition that will give you an advantage, and this is a positive factor again. Okay, this is a positive factor. For example, your company is growing. So this is an opportunity for you. You can have chances of getting to go to some training programs or some conferences or something. So this is a positive factor. A growth of the company is an opportunity for you. Or maybe there are very few programmers in your field, so that becomes an opportunity. So this is a positive factor which you can utilize for your growth. Then threats. What is a threat? It is a negative external factor which can stop your growth. Which can damage the scope of attaining your goal, which can stop you from the achievement of goal. Okay, this is not under your control. Okay, now for example, what you can do, you can lessen your effect of this. For example, if it is a competition, you have two of your friends competing for the same post, right? So this is a threat. So what you have to do, you have to you know that there are two friends which are better than you in this position, and they have better certifications than you. So what you are going to do now? You are going to take those certification or much more than them, or you will work hard to overcome this threat, right? So this is your SWOT analysis. This is what we mean by SWOT analysis. This slide shows you some of the examples of the personal strengths and weaknesses and opportunities. Let us say we'll take some of the common one. Let's say you have education and certification. Your education and certification is a strength. Okay, rich work experience is your strengths. Your communication skills is your strengths. Your leadership qualities are your strengths. So these are your personal strengths. Then weaknesses can be opposite of it. Lack of required experience, lack of communication skills. If someone is weak in the communication, this can be a weakness. The lack of leadership skills, right? You do not have goals and objectives, and you have let's say you have contacts, very good contacts. Networking and contacts is a strength. Not having contacts and strengths is a weakness. Okay. Opportunities. What is an opportunity? Means it is an external factor. Means like say for example, globalization of your work. For example, computer is like IT is a field which is globally recognized. If you say agriculture has a limitation. It is only in some countries only has agriculture, but IT is an advantage. It is a globalization, so it is an opportunity for you. Okay, so strong network is an opportunity for you. upcoming field. Like for example, someone is very good in IT and they have very good certification in IT. Now because of this corona pandemic, the entire world has moved for the resources like information technology, or you can say it has moved to the virtual world. All the meetings are virtual and all. So this is a opportunity which the computer programmers or the IT people can utilize. So this is an opportunity for them. Now threats. Okay, now what can be a threat? Very high competition. There are lots and lots of computer programmers. So there is a this is a threat for their this is a threat. This is counted as a threat. Okay, tough competitions. All these are counted as, and low hiring because of this pandemic. Companies have stopped hiring. So these are some of the strengths. So this some of the threats. So this is some examples of the personal strengths and weaknesses. Okay, now example of a personal SWOT analysis. I'm just giving you one example of personal SWOT analysis. Strengths. This is just an example for you. I'm very creative. So this is a strength, right? I have a very good communication skill, and my clients are very happy with me. This is strengths. I can ask key questions. I'm very good at asking questions and understanding the points. I'm completely committed. So these are your strengths. Weaknesses. I just want to do the work very, very quickly, right? This produces stress, and also this will decrease the quality of my work. So this is a weakness. I shouldn't haste it. So this, I find it for myself. This is not for myself, but I'm giving you an example of this. Okay, right? I get nervous with the clients. So this is a weakness. Opportunities. Next is an example of opportunities. Now, one opportunity is you have a competitor, but this competitor, they are not treating their clients properly. So this becomes an opportunity for you. So you can treat your client with, you can give them regard, you can listen to them properly, you can give them satisfaction. So this becomes an opportunity. Your competitor not having good relationships with with their clients is an opportunity for you. You can drag their clients to yourself. Okay, now you have a conference, you are going to attend a conference in networking. So this is an opportunity for you to grow, right? And one of your colleague is going on maternity leave, so you will have an opportunity to learn new things. Now what is a threat? Okay, one of your colleague is a very good communicator, right? So he is also he's a good competitor, so he's a threat for you, right? Now because of the staff shortage, you are overworked. Now this is affecting your creativity. So this is a threat, right? Now the economic climate is the staff members are laid on. They have removed many staff members. Okay. Now so your company is also looking for cutoffs. They are also laying off. So this can be a threat for yourself. So this is how you have to do your SWOT analysis. Then based on this SWOT analysis, you have to set your goals. Now you have layoffs. That means before your company lays off, what you have to do? You have to start sending your CVs to different companies. So this SWOT analysis will help you to design an action plan, set a goal, design an action plan, work on it. Now your weaknesses, you just want to go do the work very quickly. So what you have to do, and you are nervous in taking the communication in the clients, so you have to take some personality development classes, or you have to go and see some counselor, so that you can overcome that weakness of yours. Okay, you can utilize this, and once if you have a conference, that will add to your strengths. This opportunity you can use it to add to your strengths. This is how, once you do your SWOT analysis, you will be able to devise your action plan. So this is how the SWOT analysis helps to find out your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats, then develop your goals and help in designing an action plan and achieve your goals. Okay, now it is a time to do your personal SWOT analysis, right? So start now, construct your own SWOT analysis. I hope this session is helpful for you to do your SWOT analysis, identify your goals, prepare your action plans and achieve your goals. So all the best for achieving your goals.